What's up, everybody? Quickly, before we get into the story, I need to explain a couple of things just so that this video is a little bit less confusing. All right. So, my original goal, my original vision for this spooky season was to read some stories out of this book here titled Ghosts Amongst Us. More specifically, Scary Tales from Colonial Williamsburg. This is a book full of short stories from over 200 years ago, the stories that they used to be telling in the settlements in Virginia and stuff. Uh, and so I had this vision before I was fully educated on copyright laws and their boundaries. And after doing some research and reading up on some things, I soon realized that you can't just pick up a book and start reading it on the internet. That is illegal unless you have the rights to do so, which in this case I do not. So in order to save time, but also achieve the same goal with this idea, I decided to consult ChatGPT, okay, to generate a short horror story just because I really wanted to showcase my reading ability and my reading voice. And I wanted to try this style of video to see if it would be something that you guys are interested in the future. So, yeah, during this experience, just remember that the focus is on the immersion and the feeling you get from listening to the story, not necessarily how strong the narrative is, okay? Even though I tweaked it a little bit, but it is basically AI generated, the story. All right. But it's still a pretty decent narrative. All right. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But I just wanted everyone to know what you were getting into. Okay. So I do plan on doing at least one more of these videos, these AI generated story videos, just so that you guys have enough content to fully base your decision off of. And hopefully, if you guys want to see more of this, I'll find some actual books that I can read for you guys with no issue. Okay. So I strongly recommend that you find a comfortable position, maybe get you some snacks, and really try to become immersed in this story titled The Blackwood Tapes. It's actually not too bad. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, and I think with the elements that I bring to this, the experience should be enjoyable. So remember to let me know down in the comment section below, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next story. The Blackwood Tapes. This is Miles Carter, investigative journalist for the Maine Sentinel, joined by colleague in audio tech, Rebecca Vance. We are currently approaching the infamous Blackwood estate, believed abandoned since the late 1800s, after the last heir, Allison Blackwood, vanished without a trace. Locals whisper of a creature, part man, part beast, that roams the halls when the thunder rolls. We are here to find the truth. The old Blackwood mansion loomed like a dying titan against the blackened sky, its silhouette fractured by lightning strikes that painted the world white for split seconds. Rain pounded the windshield of their rented '84 Crown Vic as Miles parked on the overgrown gravel drive. Rebecca popped the glove compartment, retrieving a mini recorder and fresh tapes. "You sure this isn't just some local urban legend?" she asked, stuffing extra batteries into her coat pocket. "Urban legends don't get entire towns to stay indoors on Halloween," Miles replied, pulling up his collar as wind howled through the cracked windows. The moment they stepped outside, the storm greeted them like an angry dog. Mud sucked at their boots as they trekked through knee-high weeds, flashlights slicing the night. Blackwood Mansion was as disgusting as it was ominous. Vines choked the facade, windows were either boarded up or shattered, and a sweet, putrid smell like rotting fruit mixed with something dead seeped from the crumbling wood. Miles pushed the door open with his shoulder. It groaned like it hadn't been touched in 100 years. Interior is worse than expected. Mold on the walls, dead rats in corners. Everything smells like wet meat. No sign of forced entry, which means we are likely the first ones in a while. Rebecca scanned the grand foyer with her flashlight. A massive chandelier hung low, covered in spiderwebs, swaying as though someone had just brushed past it. The wallpaper was curling like old skin, revealing scorched symbols underneath in some kind of spiral pattern. She moved closer. "Hey, Miles, are these burned in?" Suddenly, a sound from the second floor. Thud, drag, thud. They both froze. The air felt thick, as if the house itself inhaled with them. Miles clicked the recorder off. Just the storm. They passed on. The deeper they ventured, the more the air changed. Every room seemed colder, wetter. It felt like walking through the throat of something sleeping. Family portraits stared them down, faces warped with time, eyes seemingly too vivid to be painted. In the dining hall, they found remnants of a feast, untouched yet rotting. Gray meats on silver platters, green mold blossoming on bread. A wine glass sat upright, filled with something black and gelatinous. Rebecca stepped back. "I don't like this," she whispered. "This isn't decay. This is staged." Then came the whispering, first faint, like someone breathing into the recorder's mic, then louder. Miles fumbled with the cassette recorder. "Did you get that?" I don't know. Maybe." The sound stopped when they acknowledged it. They moved upstairs. The hallways were impossibly long, longer than the structure should allow. Rooms repeated. They passed the same guest bedroom 3 times, the same shattered mirror, the same decapitated porcelain doll on the floor. Rebecca gasped. A figure stood at the end of the hallway, tall, hulking, gaunt, but wide, like a stretched bear. Its arms hung longer than they should. Patches of hair sprouted along its body like mange. Its face was wrong, human-shaped but melted. The eyes were small and sunken, but they watched. Then it was gone, just like that. No sound, no movement. Gone. "We saw something. I don't know what. This isn't just folklore. Something is in this place. The rooms shift. It's like the house doesn't want us here." They found the study tucked behind a hidden door Rebecca spotted by accident. An outline in the molding that didn't match. Inside were dozens of journals written by Allison Blackwood. They read aloud as the thunder cracked outside. The creature was born of my own meddling, a fusion of instinct and intellect. I gave it language, then it took it away. Now it dreams and screams. The house keeps it, feeds it. I am its father, and it wants me back. Another entry dated weeks later. It mimics me now, wears my face when I sleep. It knows the rhythm of my breath. If you are reading this, it is behind you. Miles stopped reading. Rebecca was staring at the doorway. "Miles, the mirror." He turned. The full-length mirror by the bookshelf reflected the two of them and something behind them. A tall figure slowly tilted its head, but when they turned, nothing. Then a whisper came, clear and close, directly into Miles's recorder mic. "Who do you think you're recording for?" They ran down staircases that didn't exist before, through doorways that spat them back into previous rooms. The mansion was alive, or possessed, or something far worse. Rebecca screamed as something brushed her arm, wet and rough, like the tongue of a cow. Her flashlight died. Only the cassette recorder still worked. Red light blinking. "We found a chamber. Smells like rust and blood. There are bones here, too many, human and not. The beast lives here. I can hear it breathing." The cassette keeps rolling. No clear time code, only the sound of shallow breathing. Miles panicked, pressing himself into a corner of the stone chamber. It's not hunting us. It's playing with us. Rebecca grips a broken chair leg like a weapon, her eyes darting from shadow to shadow as the flashlight flickers, as though the darkness is feeding off the light. From the far end of the chamber, a low growl echoes, but not just one. It's layered, as if multiple mouths are growling together, harmonized in something primal and wrong. Suddenly, the wall across from them ripples, not physically, but visually. Their flashlight flicks just long enough to reveal a brief, ghastly sight. A dozen human faces, distorted and eyeless, emerge from the stone and then melt back in. Rebecca drops the chair leg, shaking. "They are in the walls, Miles." "No, they are the walls," Miles whispers. Then, a sharp knocking sound, rhythmic. 1, 2, 3. Silence. 4. It comes from the ceiling this time. They point the flashlight up. Nothing. Until Rebecca looks at the floor and sees the dripping reflection of something massive perched directly above them. It drops. The recorder is still running, now picking up wild movement, footsteps, breathing, something crashing into old furniture, the sound of Rebecca screaming in the distance, her voice echoing down endless hallways. Miles runs blindly through corridors that shouldn't connect, past windows showing black voids instead of the outside world. He stops in a hallway he's never seen, hyperventilating. Then he hears it. Rebecca's voice, soft, broken. Miles, it's time. It's okay now. I found the way out. But something's wrong. Her voice is looping, the same phrase, the same inflection, again and again. A scratchy analog replay, like a broken toy. He turns and sees her silhouette at the far end of the hallway. Still. Too still. Then it glitches, flickers like an old VHS tape, and bends sideways with a cracking sound nobody should make. The silhouette jerks toward him, then vanishes. Back in the chamber, Rebecca isn't so lucky. She stumbles into a side room lined with dusty portraits, all of them of the same man, Allison Blackwood. But each painting shows him more mutated than the last. Horns, fur, slit pupil eyes. In the final painting, he is no longer human. She gasps and turns. Standing behind her is a massive humanoid figure, 8 feet tall, its skin mottled and stretched, covered in coarse patches of fur and bristling quills along its spine. Its mouth unhinges too wide with 2 tongues writhing inside. It lets out a sound that isn't a roar or a scream, but a symphony of suffering. Layered voices screaming in harmony, women, men, children, all speaking through it. Rebecca tries to run, but the floor splits beneath her, swallowing her into a pit of darkness that's breathing. The tape records her final screams, garbled, wet, abrupt, then silence. Miles, wide-eyed and sobbing, finds himself back in the foyer, only now it's wrong. The chandelier is now made of bones and teeth, swaying gently with no breeze. The portraits lining the walls have changed. They now show him, dozens of versions of himself, crying, screaming, dead, mutilated. He drops the recorder as he backs up, whispering, "This isn't real. This isn't real." The final moments are captured from the floor. His legs buckle. From the darkness beyond the staircase, the creature steps into view fully for the first time. Its limbs are unnaturally long, knees bending the wrong way. Its face is a swirling blend of everyone it's ever devoured, their expressions in constant motion beneath translucent skin. Rebecca's face flickers across it, mouthing silent screams. It kneels beside him, tilts its head, and then, in his own voice, it whispers, "You'll make a fine addition." Then silence. The cassette crackles as warm liquid blood splashes across it. A final wet, tearing sound. Miles doesn't scream. He gargles. The tape continues recording for 3 more minutes, capturing only static and the soft hum of something breathing too close to the mic. Miles Carter and Rebecca Vance never returned. Their car remained in the driveway. Equipment was recovered, including 1 cassette tape, partially melted and warped beyond restoration. Locals reported hearing human screams mixed with animalistic howls in the night following their disappearance. The mansion has since collapsed under mysterious circumstances. No storm damage reported. But late at night, some still hear whispering where the mansion once stood. And sometimes, a recorder clicks on by itself, leaving an eerie stain of the supernatural behind. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this little horror story created by ChatGPT. Let me know what you thought down in the comment section below. This was just a little experiment to see how reading a horror story would go here on the channel. So if you enjoyed it, please let me know. And if you want to hear more horror story readings, let me know down in the comment section because I did enjoy doing this a lot. So thank you so much again for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.